All right, welcome to the Mercury Retrograde Survival class. This class is going to be talking for an hour about what Mercury Retrograde is, which lunar eclipse is coming up, what you can do to survive the next, I would say, almost 15 days to just get into the flow of things and like really be able to work through this stuff. Before I start, I want us to do a quick meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. As you take a deep breath, visualize the sun above your head, flooding your entire body with light. As you breathe out, your body feels comfortable. Take another deep breath and visualize the sun above your head, flooding your entire body with light. As you breathe out, your body feels comfortable. In this moment, give yourself permission to just be. Whatever feelings come up, sensations come up in your body, just allow yourself to be. Now repeat these words after me. I love myself. I forgive myself. I let go and just be. I forgive myself. Let these words settle into your vibration. And in the next few seconds, take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Okay, so let's see what the angel cards have to say. So, two things. Hi, Aditi. Two things. One, we have a lunar eclipse coming up. I believe it's tomorrow. I'll post that information in the class, in the group. But what I wanted to tell you guys is the fun part of this is that we know which archangel to work with. So when I was meditating 2 days ago, I felt this archangel speak to me, and it's Archangel Haniel. And Archangel Haniel actually helps with our intuition, with our clarity around a time when we're very chaotic or whatever that's going on. Okay, so let me pull out a few cards to see what the energy overall is. And since you guys are all here, one thing I could tell you is just focus on something that you would want to get an answer of, and the cards will generally kind of give us that. All right, let's see. Okay, so what I got here is 10 of fire. All right. This is too much work, accept help from others, life is out of balance, stress-related health concerns. Now, the good part about this is this card was upside down, which means this energy is complete. So that, I believe, is this time around for Mercury retrograde, because that's what happens during Mercury retrograde. Life feels very out of balance. So I believe now that we're coming into a place of midpoint, we're going to start seeing an ease into things. So that's a good card to have. And I did get a card for the three of you. So I'm going to actually tell you which card it is. And let's see what the message is. So let's see who first goes. Okay, Nadia. Okay, whatever question it is, you don't have to you don't have to write it out or anything, but just for you to know. The message is, Four of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. Now, the good thing for you is this came upside down. So this is your card.
Okay.
And so whatever your question is, so this is complete because it was upside down. So that means you have been meditating, you have been doing that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right, cool.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. And let's see. Okay, Pooja. So whatever your question is, let's see what the answer is. Okay, good. So this one's upside down too, Pooja, and this one says 5 of fire. Competing goals, bothersome details, conflicts with others. So if you've been feeling this for the past couple of weeks, then it's this energy, but it's now coming to a close for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then Aditi. Okay, Aditi, you're gonna love this card. Are you ready? Okay, look.
Yeah.
Read what it says. It is
King of Earth.
okay. So just look at it, guys, and let me tell you. King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, practical. A successful time. Confidently accept opportunities you're offered. The Midas touch. And that was not upside down. It was straight card. So that means that's what's going on for you right now. So everything you touch. So that's why you've been feeling like there's been a little bit of abundance coming in, right?
Okay.
So all of that is like, and I love the fact that it says the Midas touch. So that is saying that with the Get Seen Get Paid, it's going to be really good. Just do the stuff that you were asked to do, and you should be able to see the release in blocks.
Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, thank you guys for joining in. So let me say this. If you've made it up to here and you got these cards, it means that where you are headed is going to be more certain than where you were until now. So like, for example, if today you came to a place of harmony with something, or you were like, okay, this worked out, thank God, like I feel so much better, you're going to actually cherish it even more than you would have before. Because actually this was set up as a very difficult Mercury retrograde because it's during a lot of lunar eclipses and a lot of moon energy. So one of the things about eclipses is that it tends to affect our mood and our emotions. So what that means is when you're feeling a certain way and you can't explain it and it doesn't go away and you're like, but I'm trying everything. I'm doing my mantra. I'm doing my spiritual discipline and I still feel like shit. Like, what's the point of this? So here's the thing. Because it's coming up that intensely for you during Mercury retrograde, it means that actually there's a clearing out going on. Why is it different than other things? Because now you have to have 4 different factors. You have an eclipse going on. You have the moon affecting your energy. You have, if you're near the water, and I know like for some of you guys, well, for all of us, we're near water. So it has made it even more intense. So the thing you have to understand is that your spiritual discipline is just keeping you surviving through Mercury retrograde. It's kind of like dealing with a bad onslaught of winter or something. But one thing I've noticed is when I ease into it, I suddenly feel like, okay, I'm not going to complain because I don't want to waste my time. Hi, IJ. How are you? Yeah, okay. All right. So basically, with the Mercury retrograde, what you want to do is you realize, like, okay, I basically got hit by everything, right? So some of the things, the characteristics of Mercury retrograde are very simple. You'll have communication breakdown. You will have slowing down of things. You will have miscommunication. You will have people just get into arguments all the time. You'll have you'll see that you'll get a bank overdraft. You'll see your finances feeling a little tight. Everything feels very tight. Now, I got hit by pretty much all of them. So it's also, but I realized that it was not supposed to make me feel defeated, because that's what happens when we are constantly feeling very stressful and very stressed out about everything. You suddenly start to realize, why am I giving it so much attention? Why am I letting myself feel so defeated? That's because one thing I've noticed is when we think that this is the only reality, this 5 senses and this physical body and this physical reality is the only reality you keep connecting to, you will feel lost and you will feel scared. That doesn't mean I'm telling you to believe in a certain God or anything, but at least understand that just because you work with only 5 senses doesn't mean there aren't other senses that you haven't developed, right? So it's about understanding that this is not the only reality. So even if you don't want to entertain the idea of something divine, think about it this way. If we had other senses that were developed, our reality would look very different. So the reason Mercury retrograde is really good to know about is that it will tell you, like, okay, so say if it was cold outside, then what happens is If you know it is cold, you can be prepared because you're wearing something to protect yourself. If it's hot, you want to also prepare accordingly. So that's the first thing I want to say about Mercury retrograde, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't believe in it, so it doesn't affect me. Okay? And if you have felt that, I completely understand it. Because our thought is supposed to be so powerful. Do I believe that? Yes. But I also know that I'm only human. I can wake up with the best intentions. I can say, I'm going to do my meditation. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have the most positive attitude. But imagine what happens. You get an email that's like throws you off. And suddenly, with all your best intentions, it still takes time to come back. So in that moment, if your thought is suddenly feeling really negative about something, you're basically saying, I need to be in control of my thoughts all the time. That's not realistic, right? And if it is realistic for you, great, but it's a very tough balance. So for me, what I do is, knowing it's Mercury retrograde, I already sort of prepare myself and say, okay, if you have delays, don't get mad. If anything is slowing down, don't get mad. Do something more productive, like either pray at that time or meditate or whatever, like go take a walk. And frankly speaking, I'm so much more productive during this time than I generally am, because I'm sitting here going, I don't understand why things have to be so difficult. Like, I went to the airport. I was coming back from California, and I basically was told that the flight was delayed, and then somehow it worked out. I ended up getting on another flight, which was really cool. But it's because I didn't get mad. I was just having a call with a friend, and then I did that. And it's not that you're just lazing around or you're just kind of saying, I don't care about this, but you're starting to now understand that, hey, this is really out of my control. And that's the thing. When you really realize there's only so much in your control, you stop being so hard on yourself, which allows you to soften up. So here's the thing with Mercury retrograde. Another thing I tell about Mercury retrograde people is that it's a coffin-like energy. It's a very dead energy. So a lot of times you'll read articles about it. It'll say, do not sign new contracts during this time. Don't start new tasks. Don't start new relationships. Don't end any relationships. Basically, it's like a don't do anything that's very major, right? So what can you do during Mercury retrograde? Now, my clients sign jobs all the time. They sign, they're getting into relationships, or they're traveling, all of the things that people say don't. The reason I generally am okay with my clients doing it, unless I get a very strong feedback from the divine that no, don't do it. I tell them, just be aware that you're very heightened emotionally. That's another thing. If you have been feeling emotional in the past couple of weeks, it's Mercury retrograde, right? And so how do you then use this energy to make your life simpler? How do you use this retrograde? So retrograde is literally the word slowing down. And one thing I can think of Mercury retrograde is as a gift. We live in such a fast culture that we don't have anything that actually calms us down. So in a way, being forced to slow down gives you time to be with yourself. Does that make sense? So you're now forced, like when we get sick, people hate getting sick. I hate getting sick, right? But when you get sick, what does it force you to do? It forces you to be with yourself, which is a practical way of meditating. You might not like what's coming up, right, when you have to be with yourself, but it's coming up. So it's an opportunity to get to know yourself. One of the things they say in energy medicine is that every thought creates a reality. So when you're in pain, that is your body telling you, hey, pay attention to me. So you're very present when you're in pain. That doesn't mean you should continue staying in pain. It's about understanding it. So I feel Mercury retrograde is a meditative time. It's also a time where you take stock of things and you say, hey, is this the path I want to continue on? Or do I think there's a better way to do things? And sometimes we cannot start a new project till we complete the old ones. So Mercury retrograde is another really great time to wrap up things that you want to wrap up. So say conversations that you need to have, which during Mercury retrograde, again, creates a lot of confusion. But if you know you want to wrap up a few things, that energy, because remember, most of the times we also are in a rush to make our point. Does that make sense? When you're having a conversation with someone, you're in a rush, because especially if it's an emotional conversation. So during Mercury retrograde, people say that your communication can be misinterpreted, right? I say it actually is giving you an opportunity to really slow down and express yourself in a more clear way. So it's all about how do you take this energy that can really cause so much difficulty and pain and chaos for somebody into an experience that actually teaches you a lot. So today I got like a few good news from a few clients, and I was really happy because one of them said that, hey, I had some huge, it was a huge deadline that had to be met with a few other details, and every single detail worked out. And now that was a Mercury retrograde thing. This Mercury retrograde for me has been very challenging. It's also been very frustrating. But the one thing it hasn't been is where I feel like giving up. That I haven't felt. Because before, if I'm working through a project and it's not working out, during Mercury retrograde, I would say I can't deal with this. Also, another thing, I have had clients tell me they've gotten into fights with people, right? And everybody is very sensitive during this time. So how does you knowing this really help you? Because people around you are also affected by Mercury retrograde. Here's the thing, right? You live on planet Earth. So these kind of things are going to affect you because it's Mercury literally slowing down. So as each planet affects a certain function of ours. So literally Mercury affects our communication. So that's why that's another thing. So what is your zodiac sign? Write down your zodiac sign, and your zodiac sign will be connected to because each planet affects us differently. So it will tell you exactly what is affecting your zodiac during this time. So that will give you a better understanding. So really, Mercury retrograde is a study of yourself while using everything around you to your advantage. That's the part that I really have started appreciating about retrogrades. And most times people will be very surprised that I'm quite calm. But I'll tell you something. I also had 2 panic attacks. So panic attacks is another common thing. Okay? Because everything feels so tight and you start to feel claustrophobic. Now, another thing I want to tell you is, if people from your past are contacting you, which is most bound to happen, don't feel the rush to respond to somebody. Take your time and see if you really want to get involved in a conversation with that person. This is just so interesting. Today, I had a friend of mine. I was thinking about this person yesterday, and they contacted me. When Mercury retrograde started, I had a person I haven't spoken to in 2 months send me a message, and I'm just sitting here going, this is very interesting, So it's cool because I get to see these things for what they are, and I feel very grateful for that. So that's sort of how Mercury retrograde works. Now, we have an eclipse coming up. I believe it's tomorrow. I will actually post the information about it. So for that, I would do an eclipse ceremony. What I would do is probably take 15 minutes. Okay. So basically, what I would invite you to do is take 15 minutes. I believe it's tomorrow. I'll put that up though. For 15 minutes, just take time for yourself. So create a bath. If you don't like taking baths, you can take a shower. But have incense in your bathroom and just sage the area, clear that energy out. And then while you're taking a shower, invite in the energies of the moon to help yourself, to really sort of calm you down. And, just inviting the energies of the moon to bring healing to you. And then call in Archangel Hania. Now, all of this information will be in the Mercury retrograde guide, so you can get all of this. I know it's a lot of information, but I wanted to cover a lot of things. So during the lunar energies, you want to invite the new beginnings you want in your life. You also want to wrap up things. You don't want to stick around in one thing. So what I want you to do is take a shower or a bath. Bath is obviously preferable because it just pushes you to calm down. And take salts at the end of your shower and then put it on. If it's a bath, then put Epsom salts and put some essential oils. And then have a conversation with Archangel Hania. Okay, that's the archangel who's really helping us in these next couple of days. So Archangel Haniel, and this is what you can do. This would be a very simple prayer. You would say, "Dear Archangel Haniel, please allow me to surrender any worries, concerns, difficulties. I ask you to help me move through this time with increased clarity and learning. I ask your guidance and support in releasing whatever doesn't belong in me. Thank you." So one of the things about doing a prayer like this is that you're connecting directly with the source that's there, which is really awesome. But then the other thing you also get from it is that you just feel really, really calm. So a lot of times people will say, "But I don't understand energy work." That's fine. Here's the thing. Anyway, in any situation, if you are a calm person, you get a better response than if you're all over the place. So even if you can do this practice just to calm down, it will help. So another thing, insomnia. It's very common during Mercury retrograde. You have a hard time sleeping. You don't want to get up. It feels very lazy. Depression feels kind of common. What I mean by that is you start to feel down. So there's a bunch of things. Sickness. People get sick during this time. Most often people get colds. So they're not like serious illnesses, but they're like, they're uncomfortable. So that's one of the things about Mercury retrograde. It feels very uncomfortable. Affect you more than last week. MR energies, actually, that's a really good question. So in the beginning, if you are doing work on yourself, which I mean is if you meditate regularly, or if you you do any kind of yoga activities, whatever it kind of brings you to your awareness, generally Mercury retrograde will hit you you will feel it before it actually goes into retrograde. So I will feel it 3 weeks before, but by the time I'm into the actual Mercury retrograde, I'm fine because I've already sort of gotten primed for it. It's the midpoint that you end up feeling really, really challenged, because at that point Mercury retrograde is in its middle and it's trying to churn out all the lessons it can, and then it slows down and it starts to ease up. Now, one of the things I will tell people is, this is why getting an energy analysis is really good during this time, because it will give you a very customized way for your energy, because you could also be going through some difficult time energetically. So it just depends. That's a general sort of thing. So it's slow and it's intense and then it slows down. So it's like a peak. So that's one. Okay, I'm just trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to cover as far as the eclipse. So do the ceremony tomorrow. I think it will be very powerful to do it. And I will record a meditation for that. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. Okay, why don't I let you guys ask questions? Do you guys want to ask me questions? And I can answer it. You can unmute yourself and ask me questions. No, but you guys just want to type it? Any questions about like what's going on for you? I can answer it. Yeah, it's pretty heavy tonight. It's because again, the lunar eclipse is happening, so it's definitely coming down even more. So the Mercury retrograde and this, it's like it feels even more heavy. And you guys will probably feel very tired. Do you have any question? It says IJ. Do you have any questions for me?
Let me see. I don't know how to work it.
No, you're fine. You're completely fine. You're doing fine. I can see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you too, yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how to mute it. But
okay.
No, I just think today I was feeling kind of like in a negative space all day. Like I was trying to like stay positive and like recite affirmations and stuff. I was just trying to do everything. Like, I
Yeah.
was just such in a negative space.
Yeah. Well, does that make sense? I will actually pull out a card for you to see like what when you feel better. But does the information make sense for you? Like why you're feeling? Yeah. I'm glad actually you said that, because another thing I will say is drink water. So I know Aditi laughs at this, but look at my glass. I swear, I don't care. I'm like, yeah, actually let me drink it now. My friend laughs at me. She goes, dude, you look so ridiculous in doing that. I'm like, I don't care. It's like, I know I'm getting my mom. But drink more water. That will help. And one of the things I'm going to start doing is, because when I go into meditations, I get like 5-minute meditations and they really help. And what I mean by the 5-minute meditations for you is to allow yourself to just take 5 minutes off. So, it's like, you're like, I don't want to think negative because I don't want to feel negative, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, you're trying to control it too much, okay? So one of the things you have to do is say to yourself, you're feeling like this, and you know what? You're human. You're not a robot, okay? There's no on and off switch. You're not, listen, the awareness that I don't want to feel negative is beautiful. So let that awareness not actually make it a reality. So you saying, okay, think if you're with a 5-year-old child, right?
Okay.
And this child tells you, I feel really bad about myself. Like, I'm such a bad person. And, I want to go beat up that little boy next door because he took away something from me. Would you tell him or her, would you tell this child, you're so bad. You should not be doing this. Like, this child, right? And
yeah.
Okay. So would you beat up on that child, and would you say no? So I want you to do that for yourself.
Okay.
Because you don't want to be negative. You get it?
Right.
But you're feeling it. So you just say, it's okay. It's okay. And when you say it's okay, you're not saying the negativity is okay. You're saying it's okay to be human.
Right.
And that's what I realized, because yesterday I was going through this panic attacks. I think I had it like 2 days in a row. Finally, like, calm down. But one thing I want to actually tell you, I'm going to be doing this, and I will talk about this tomorrow. I'm going to do another class on this EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Have you heard of it?
Nope. No, is that the tapping?
Yes, it's the tapping.
Yeah.
The tapping. And I will just be honest. I've done it briefly. I've never really done it. I think we have a comment here. Nadia says, EFT is amazing. I've never really done it. But what I realized is with tapping, our minds are constantly talking, right? They're constantly giving you feedback to the point that you want to say, shut up, which is what you're doing. I'm not going to feel negative, but thoughts are coming, right? Mm-hmm. So what I liked about tapping, because I watched the documentary yesterday, is that you're moving stuff, okay? Like you're moving energies and you're moving your thoughts because you're connecting with those points. And what I liked about that is I am working as the obsessive thoughts are coming, and then it moves me into a space of freedom. So I would recommend try that and see how you feel, because this is what I feel very strongly, that we really try very hard to want to go and meditate and do all of these things. We have to make things like this a part of our life so that we're not so negative and tortured by it. You know what I'm saying? Our negativity tortures us. It doesn't torture anyone. That's why you don't want to feel that way. You want to feel good. So try the tapping. I would say that would be good. I'm going to do a class on it tomorrow and how it connects with chakras and energies. So that'll be good. It's saying we have about 10 minutes on this thing. So let me actually pull out a card for you. Do you have a specific question?
No, not really.
Okay.
Just guidance, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's good that I'm glad that you're able to join. So let's see. Okay, so this looks like it's some personal stuff going on for you, and it says 5 of air. So it's 5 horses, which is interesting. Then it says an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. Now, this sounds a little more dramatic than you should take it. I'll just tell you right now what I'm being told for you is that right now, do not make any decisions and feel like you're being forced into making any decisions about anything. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a job, right now it's going to be this is speaking about your mental state. Does that make sense, love?
Okay, yeah.
It's not talking about what's going on in your life. It's talking about what's going on mentally for you.
Okay, so I know I'm in the middle of trying to figure out which brokerage I want to change to. I was supposed to have a meeting today, but I kind of canceled because I felt like that wasn't the right one for me.
No. So can you wait until Mercury retrograde is done?
Yeah.
I would say do that.
Okay.
Do that because right now you're influenced by these energies. So like don't make any kind of decision that involves money or anything big. So I would just wait until it's done.
Okay.
All right. And I would invite you to do the ceremony for the lunar eclipse. That would be helpful. I am offering the Mercury retrograde survival kit, so I'll post the link in the group so you can take a look at it. But I would definitely say drinking more water is going to help you, and then try the tapping. I'm going to do a class on it tomorrow, so you can come again for it, and I will make it very clear how to do it, and we'll do an EFT exercise ourselves. So that will be cool. Okay. And then, I'm looking forward to it because I feel like I haven't. I do my mantra, I have my spiritual discipline, but sometimes the thoughts are just going on and on and on and on, so I'm just looking forward to clearing that out. So that's what I would say. So join us for the class tomorrow. That will be good, and I'll post the link in the
okay.
Okay, Lovey?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Okay, do Pooja or Aditi have any questions? We have about 5 minutes. Can you tell how our zodiac signs are affected? So, Pooja, for this, I'm going to put it in the report because it depends. Like, you have to tell me, it would have to be each person's. Okay, cool. You have to know each person's, what is it called? Their zodiac to know. But one of the things I am thinking about, and I'm going to meditate on this, that people that attend the class tomorrow, I'm going to gift them the Mercury retrograde report. So if you want to be gifted that, it'll be good. Because I think it'll be for an hour. So I want to at least give people some incentive to join the class because I think it'll be so helpful. So it'll be a gift for you guys. Okay. So if you join the class tomorrow, I'll give you the Mercury retrograde. It'll include a meditation and the report. Okay. So just join it tomorrow. I'll put up the information today. And I will probably, so whoever attends it, then I will see what the number will be, but I will get back to you guys. So that will be good. Okay, so was this helpful for everyone though?
Yes.
Good, I'm glad. Yeah, you look a little bit happier. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I think that those kind of decisions I would be a little bit concerned too. Okay, cool. So then let me just go ahead and close up the meditation and we will meet up tomorrow. I'm excited about the EFT thing for everybody and for the Mercury retrograde kit. All right, guys, so here it goes. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. As you take a deep breath, visualize the sun above your head, flooding your entire body with light. As you breathe out, your body feels comfortable. Take another deep breath and visualize the sun above your head, flooding your entire body with light. As you breathe out, your body feels comfortable. In this moment, give yourself permission to just be with yourself. Let anything and everything that's come up just be. Take a deep breath in. As you take a deep breath, visualize the sun flooding all of the energy out of your body. As you breathe out, your body feels comfortable. Feels good, right? Okay, good. So to go take care of that, and then tomorrow during the class, I'll talk about I'll do the EFT, and I will also talk about how to do the ceremony, so you guys will have a good idea. I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm going to be doing more classes like this. So, I'm excited to share this knowledge with you guys.
Thank you.
So you're so welcome. All right, guys. So I will end it here, and the recording will be available.